Today we're doing another Homebrew Wednesday video and we're hoping to forage for some dandelions to make a dandelion wine. Everybody knows what dandelions are and they're an absolute nuisance, so what we're going to do is we're going to walk around the allotment and we're going to pick as many dandelions as we can because nobody wants them to go to seed on their plot anyway. So we're getting rid of a nuisance and we're making a nice country wine out of it too. In the kitchen now, and as you just seen, I had to pull off all of the petals off the dandelions and just leave the yellow bits and no green bits at all. You want to discard the green bits, you don't want them because they'll turn your wine bitter. And what you want to do is you just want to pour these into a sterilized fermenting bucket. So they're just at the bottom of the bucket like this. They'll just loosely fill the bottom up like that. And then what you want to do now is you want to fill it with your hot water, boiled water. So what that hot water will do is, it'll just kill anything that might be on the petals. And what you want to do is you just want to fill it up to about halfway to the gallon, which is what I want to do, so about 2.5 litres of water, and then you want to leave that overnight to flavour the water, so it'll extract all the flavour from the dandelions. Okay, so it's been 24 hours, and what I want to do now is just pour through my water through a strainer to catch all the petals, because you want to discard them now and keep the water. Don't put the water down the drain, that's the bit we need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a pan that's big enough to hold all the water, because we do need to put it on the stove in a minute and boil it. So make sure it's a really large pan that you use. So I've not got a very big strainer, so I have to go quite slow at this. Smells quite nice, really sweet it smells. Just going to make sure that I've got all the juice out. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to add the zest of 2 oranges and 2 lemons. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is add in the sugar. And I need 1.5 bags of sugar for this, so that's 1.5 kilos. So it's quite a lot of sugar. So there's 1.5 bags added. And then I'm just going to stir that but you do want to make sure it's clean. Okay, so I've stirred that sugar in. I'm just going to put this on the pan. I'm just going to put this on the hob to boil now. And you just want to, what you want to do is you want to bring it to the boil and then simmer it for about 5 minutes. So we're just going to bring that to the boil, and once on the boil we're going to carry on boiling it for about 5 minutes. Okay, so we're back now for the next part of the video. The dandelion tea has been boiled up with the sugar, all the sugar is dissolved. And the next step we want to do is to pour the sugar mixture, the sugar dandelion tea, back into a clean sterilised fermenting bucket. So here's our liquid, it's just starting to cool. We want to pour this into the bucket. So that is almost up to the 1 gallon, so we just need to top that up to the 1 gallon with normal tap water. So it's actually over the gallon now, so that doesn't matter because you will lose a bit when you siphon it off anyway. Okay, so we're on to the next part of the video now, and the first thing I'm going to add is the Young's white wine enricher. Basically this is a concentrated grape juice, and I don't normally like adding these because they're very expensive, but because this isn't having any fruit in the wine, I think that it's going to need it to add in the extra body. So that is a 245 gram tin. And then again I want to add into it my crushed campden tablet, just one. Crush it. And then I'm just going to add in the juice of the 2 lemons that we used earlier. Okay, so now we've done all that, I just want to get my sterilised spoon again and give it all a stir to make sure it's all mixed in together. And then I'm going to add my teaspoon of pectolase. So that's my teaspoon of pectolase added. I'll just show you that so far. It doesn't really matter about the seeds or the bits of zest because we'll strain them out after the primary fermentation anyway. So it's a nice colour, so hopefully it'll stay a nice colour. We'll get a nice light white wine out of it. So you want to leave this now and put a lid on it. You want to leave it for 24 hours for the campden tablet to get rid of any of the nasties out of the mixture, just in case there's any yeasts in there, like natural yeast or anything like that you don't want. And also it'll give it time to cool down to room temperature before we pitch our yeast and our yeast nutrient. So I'm just going to put my sterilised lid on it loosely. So just like that, just so it gives a chance of some of the air to get out. Just on the yeast nutrient, I didn't get that on camera unfortunately, but it has been a week and it's now time to pour off the dandelion musk from the main fermenting, first primary fermenting bucket into the secondary fermentation demijohn. So I'll just show you how to do that now. So this is the dandelion wine. So I've got the sterilised demijohn here. I'm going to use a clear one because this is probably going to be a white wine. A sterilised funnel and then a sterilised sieve. We don't need to use a muslin cloth at this point because we already did strain off the main petals. There's a few bits of zest in it and stuff like that, but there's no actual fruit, so this should be fine. I'm just going to get the bucket and I'm just going to pour that through. So it's flowing through pretty quickly because there is no fruit. So here's the demijohn and it's filled just to below the neck. And here is the bung and the air lock filled with the sanitising fluid. And that'll just go on there. And as with the other wines, we'll leave this now for about 6 weeks at about 18 degrees to do a secondary fermentation, and then we'll come back to it.